Upet Ronpet Nafrit. Happy Kemetic New Year. It is July 18th, 2022, and as you're about to see in the video that I've put together, we celebrate Egyptian New Year, or Upet Ronpet, also called Wep Ronpet, a little earlier than some other groups, but there's a reason why. And you'll probably be seeing a live broadcast from outside as we reconsecrate our icons and do some other things that are specific to the new year. But there's a few prayers and offerings that are made that it's easier to do here in our temple space before we go outside. So I'm going to treat you to that and then explain a little bit more about the Kemetic year. Now this first one is called For the Torch of the New Year, and this comes from the records that we have from what's called the Ritual of Amenephis the First. And this is said for a new torch. In this case, what we're going to use is a new terracotta lamp, and this, if we do anything, super recon, this will be the one that we use for the new year. Hail to you, this beautiful torch for Ra Horeketi, and for the Osir Nimsoot Vase, and for their need. Hail to you, O Eye of Horus, which leads upon the paths of darkness. This torch leads you, O Ra Horeketi, O Ra, in every place your immortal cause desire. We present this torch of new fuel and new wake to you, O Ra Horeketi, and Ra, as a gift. Geben Nut, Osir and Aset, Set and Nebethat, they wash your face, they dry your tears, they open your mouth with their bright fingers. Heaven and earth are given to you, the fields of peace are given to you on this, and they are yours on this night. This torch is for you, O Ra Horeketi, O Ra, as a gift from your servants. And of course, we say our prayer to make the torch endure. This light endures for Ra Horeketi, for Osir Nimsoot Ra, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May it endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Gebet, the earth's Ba, endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shanit in Unu endures. As the name of Aset in Necheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Chemenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Aket endures likewise for eternity, and it shall not be extinguished. Now this next prayer for illuminating the house is something that would be said as they would go and they would light all the torches in the temple. In this case we would be, lighting all of our candles. And so that's something that we can do, especially in the evening. It would look very nice to have, all the candles lit and everything. This house is illuminated by Ra Horeketi. It is illuminated by Osir Ra. It is illuminated by Sekhmet At. This light brings a good year together with Ra. This light brings the night together with Jehuti. Likewise by Khepri, Amen, Ptah, Osir Unefer, Jehuti, Hathor, Horu, Sutech, Bastet, Mut, and Anapu. It brings a good year. Likewise by the guardian spirits of this house, it brings a good year. Likewise by Renyatet, it brings a good year. Our bodies are made rich with the food of your feast. Now there was a particular kind of vase, and you might see it in statues or in hieroglyphs, it would be kind of round with a rim, and it was called a Nimsoot Vase. So the closest shape I can get is this wine cup, and Nimsoot vases were typically associated with offerings of wine, and you would see, the pharaoh or a priest offering with, usually, in reality it would be a priest, although it was always the pharaoh who was pictured giving the offering. But this was a symbol of offering wine. And there's a homage with the Nimsoot for the new year, for Upet. Hail, Onechuru, restore your heads and restore your eyes. I bring you that which comes from Nun, the origins of which came from Atum. In this its name of Nimsoot. Onechuru, gather your bones, restore your eyes, and restore your hearts, so that you may be complete. Take this eye of Horus that is the Nimsoot. Hail, Onechuru, and all your names in heaven and on earth, in every place your immortal cause wish to be. Eoshopsis, Eoshopsis, Nimsoot, Nimsoot. It is foremost, it is foremost, it is the Nimsoot. It is the Nimsoot. All right, we'll see you outside, and Happy New Year. The Kemetic New Year, Wep Runpet, or the opening of the year. What occasion does it mark? In the Kemetic Reform, we officially start on July 18th. Other groups observe Wep Runpet in August. Why is that? Let's explore the Kemetic liturgical year. The ancient Egyptians began their year with the heliacal rising of the star Sirius, which they called Sopdut. But what does heliacal mean? The night sky is not static. Stars move from east to west across the sky, and which groups of stars are visible changes throughout the year as Earth travels the course of its orbit around the Sun. When a star rises and becomes visible over the eastern horizon just before the light of sunrise obscures everything, that is its heliacal rising, meaning with the sun. But just as sunrise and time zones vary across the planet, so does the date of a star's heliacal rising. In Egypt today, Sirius becomes visible again around July 25th, about a week later than it did in ancient times. But places further west of Egypt don't see Sirius enter the pre-dawn sky until later in the summer, nearly 3 weeks later on the North American west coast, putting the start of their year in early to mid-August. Another obstacle we can face with visibility is landscape. The ancient Egyptians could observe the skies from a broad river plain, in some locations with an open desert plateau beyond that, and they lacked our modern problem of light pollution. They could probably see Sirius rise earlier than someone today could, trying to observe from a mountainous or heavily forested region and having to look past the ambient glare of artificial lights. Even cell phones can desensitize our eyes and make stargazing harder to do. Such problems are not unique to Kemetics, though. Muslims use a lunar calendar that bases important observances like the month of Ramadan on the first sighting of the lunar crescent following a new moon. The same factors of visibility and location that affect sightings for a star like Sirius also affect sightings for the moon. As a result, some Muslims base their start dates on official lunar sightings made by clerics in their country. Others use a system of astronomical calculations, which doesn't depend on factors like weather or location. And so it is with Kemetic traditions. Some groups and individual practitioners prefer to mark a new year based on physical sightings of Sirius, or on predicted rise dates for a specific region. But Kemetic Reform uses the historical date of July 18th, for 2 reasons especially. First and most importantly, it provides a common point of reference for anyone around the globe to use. That way, Kemetics who wish to observe holidays together can do so. Right now we can only come together online, but in the future, a common calendar will enable us to celebrate together in person as well. Secondly, the first Egyptian pagan group to legally incorporate, the Church of the Eternal Source, began out of a group of people in California who celebrated annual Egyptian New Year's parties. Their original date of observance was July 18th. Keeping that date honors our modern history of Egyptian revival traditions, which began all the way back in 1971. Just think, modern Egyptian paganism has officially been in existence for 50 years, and we're only just getting started. By request, a recap of the Egyptian months. The months are Jehutet, Painopet, Hathor, Kahorka, Taibet, Machir, Painamenhotepu, Panrenutet, Pakonsu, Paininet, Apip, and Mozura. To clarify, the months were not referred to by name very commonly until later in Egyptian history. In official documents, they were referred to as first month of the season of Akhet, or the season of Poret, or the season of Shamu, because they had 3 seasons. But the names that we're using are the names that developed by the New Kingdom and survive today in Coptic month names. Enjoyed this video? Then be sure to hit like and subscribe to the Kemetic Independent channel. You can also buy my books on Lulu.com, and special thanks to all my Patreon supporters. Join us for updates, outtakes, and exclusive videos only on Patreon. Check the description for links.